Okay, I want you to focus on what's happening in front of you right now. Just focus on my hand motions and the sounds that they're making. We are plucking your attention this way. Okay, and I want you to take a deep breath in and breathe out. Take another deep breath in and breathe out. And now I'm going to whisper. I'm going to whisper and then pass what I'm saying on to you, and I'm whispering good intentions. I have this jar of water that we're going to be using tonight. We're going to be doing some work with matches and intention setting and clearing the air. But first, I just want you to focus on the glass. Do you see the way my image gets distorted in here? Do you see the ring of light and there's pink and green? Okay, good. I'm going to shake this around you. So that the work we do tonight will be more effective. If we shake it around you first, you'll be more ready to receive what we're doing. Okay, and so we've got a little matchbox. Now we're going to be doing a few things with these matches. We're going to have you focus on sounds. We're going to have you watch the matches go out. And then we're going to do some feeling work and intention setting. So let's just start. And so I'm going to light a match on this side of you. We're just moving it around. Okay. And it goes out when it's meant to go out. Now we're going to do it on the other side. Okay. And I want you to just watch the flame as it burns around you. Okay, now we're gonna do one lower underneath you. Watch the flame. We're going to do one above you. And now we're gonna do one in the center. Okay. And when you hold the flame up like that, when you hold the match up, the flame goes up. Okay. So we've lit the matches around you. That was to get your senses ready. Okay, and now we're gonna just be doing some visual work. This is no longer about it being around you. I just want you to watch the flames a little more. And if you hold a match like this, the flame will grow up a bit, but it won't grow towards your fingers too much. It will slowly make its way across. As you see, it's very slowly making its way across. And oh, this one's going strong. Alternatively, if you hold it up this way, the flame will go up towards your fingers. I'm going to show you. Ready? And you see that? It gets hot quickly. Watch the flames. And let's do 2 more for visual effects. Watch the flames. And we'll do one more, and you're gonna ignore the sounds you hear outside, the music playing. You're just gonna focus on the flame. Nothing else matters right now. Not any of the bad times you had, the stressful moments, anything you're worried about. None of that matters right now. Just the flames in the present moment. And that one went out on its own, which is nice. Okay. So what I'd like to do with you is, I want you to first set some intentions. Have you ever done this jar work before? Okay, well, this jar method is something that I made up. I find that it's just cathartic. None of this is magic, and it's not gonna solve everything. It's really just meant as an exercise, and I find that people feel better after they do it. I find that I do. The first portion that we're gonna do is you're gonna set some intentions. So what we'll do is I'll tell you to think of a certain intention. While you think about it, I'm gonna light a match. I'm gonna put it in the jar. And then when you're ready, you're going to whisper that intention into the jar, okay? So let's do that. And after we do that, we'll talk about why we're putting it. So let's do that. And after we do that, I'll explain why it's going in the jar. So we've got the jar. I'm just gonna open it so it's ready. Okay, so the first intention I want you to set is a personal intention. This isn't something for your professional job or career. This is just something very personal to you. It could be that you want to accomplish something. Maybe you want to try something new. Maybe you want to work on something. I don't want to tell you what to think, so I'm going to leave that very vague. But I want you to think of a personal intention that you have. And it can even be something very simple, like just wanting to be in the moment. Now, think about the intention. Think about the intention. Think about the intention. And, okay. And now, do you have the intention? Okay, I want you to whisper the intention into the jar. Just whisper it. Whisper that personal intention into the jar. Okay, and now we're going to close that. And we're just going to give it a little shake. And so what we've done is, there's your intention floating around. What I find is, this isn't going to guarantee that you do your intention, but sometimes we keep our thoughts in our heads only. And while sometimes not sharing everything can actually help motivate you, sometimes if you just keep it in your head, you never do the action needed. So I find if you whisper it into a jar, you're acknowledging it out loud, and you're visualizing it. You're now taking something that was in your head that you were thinking of, and you're putting it somewhere physical. And so you're making it real in that way. And so this is a visual representation of that intention, and that will maybe help you for achieving or keeping that intention in mind. Does that make sense? Okay. The next intention I want you to set is a more professional intention. This could be for your career or for a hobby or something, I guess something more material. And again, I don't want to, influence you too much. That's why I'm being a bit vague. But just think of this as the more professional intention. Okay. So we've got the intention here. And now think about that intention and whisper it into the jar. Whisper it into the jar. Whisper, whisper, whisper it into the jar. Okay. And now we're gonna shake that around as well. How does that feel so far? You like it so far? I'm glad to hear that. I find it's helpful for me too, and that's why I like to share this method with others. Now we're going to do another thing where it's going to still be lighting matches and whispering into the jar, but it won't be intentions. It's going to be a bit about feelings. But before we do that, I want to have you take another deep breath in and breathe out. Let's do that again. Deep breath in and breathe out. And now I'm just going to whisper a few more good intentions and send them your way. Okay, are you ready? Okay, so whoops. Now, this time around, I want you to think of a feeling that has been coming up a lot for you. Maybe this week has been stressful and you felt anxious a lot. Maybe you felt angry and frustrated. Maybe you felt giddy and excited a lot. Maybe you felt sad. There could be all kinds of feelings throughout the week and really throughout the day. We feel many, many feelings, but if there's a feeling that's been coming up a lot for you, I want you to think of that feeling now, okay? Think of the feeling that you've been experiencing the most this week or lately. And there the feeling goes. And now I want you to whisper that feeling into the jar. Name the feeling. Name the feeling and whisper it into the jar. Okay, let's close that up. And now there's your feeling. It's with your intentions. It's a little bit hard to see, but they're floating right there. So your feelings are floating with your intentions. And this time the purpose is not for those feelings to come true. They already have. But it's just important to sometimes name our feelings. And now you have a visual way to acknowledge those feelings. You can say, this is what I'm feeling, and here it is in front of me. And I can put it somewhere. I can put it on a shelf. And I'm not going to ignore it or bottle it up. I'm just putting it somewhere, or I can name it. I can know that it's there, but I can also still move forward and make choices and live my life, and the feeling won't consume me. So it's not about bottling up your feelings, even though we're putting it in a jar. It's about putting them somewhere where you can have them without them taking over, because I do feel like, so even though we're putting them in a jar, we're not bottling them up. We're just putting them somewhere where we can see them, acknowledge them, but not let them take over. Personally, I find that some really strong emotions, they can feel like they take over for me. And so I think this can be a really helpful way where withdrawing. You're not saying, I don't feel that, I'm going to ignore it. But you're addressing it and you're moving forward with it. Okay. What's that? Oh, I'm glad that you like that idea. Yeah, I think it can be helpful for visualizing it that way. Oh, and this here, this is eucalyptus. I just love eucalyptus. Okay. Now we're going to do another feeling. We're going to do 2 more. This next one, I want you to think about a feeling that you haven't felt in a while. Maybe you haven't felt excited in a while. Maybe you haven't felt relieved or calm. Maybe you haven't felt sad. Whatever it might be, just a feeling that you haven't had or haven't really noticed in a while. Okay. So just think about the feeling that hasn't come up in a while. Maybe you're glad it hasn't, or maybe you miss it. And there it goes. And there it is again for you to acknowledge with your other feelings and intentions. And I said we're going to do 2 more, so this is the last one. And now, finally, I want you to think of the feeling that you're having either right now or that you've had during this experience with me with the jars. I know sometimes there can be too much pressure to know what the feeling you have right now is, so you can choose. If you know what feeling you have right now, focus on that. Otherwise, just focus on a feeling that came up during our work now. Okay, think about that current or very recent feeling with this experience that we did. Think about that feeling. Okay. And there it is, once again, with all your other feelings and intentions. And now you have a place to name those feelings, to address them and acknowledge them, and there they are. And you can carry on with them. And actually, when you go, you're going to take this jar with you, and you can just have it as a reminder for as long as you need. And of course, it's okay to eventually dump it out and clean it and reuse it. There's no right or wrong time for how long you hold on to it and when you eventually reuse it. But before you go, we're done with the feelings and intentions, but I thought we could light just a few more matches. We only have 4 left in this little matchbox. And it would, again, since we did some intentions and feelings work, it's good to come back into the present. I don't want you to worry about achieving those intentions. I don't want you to worry about your feelings too much. So we're just gonna bring it back to the present. We're gonna light these and put them out in the jar. So just watch the flame. Watch it as it moves around. And listen to the sound when it goes out. It's not always easy to hear, but it makes an interesting sound. Let's do another. And get ready for the sound it will make. We've got 2 more. Okay, and now we've got our last one. And I really appreciate how open you were, how you were willing to try this exercise and be open-minded and just go with it while you were with it. Okay, and this is the last one. And okay. We'll shake that one more time around you. You can see it all in here. And so again, I'm going to hand this jar to you. And so I want you to just hold on to it, take it home with you, put it somewhere where you can see it every now and then. And whenever you're ready, you can always dump it out and reuse it. And now you have a nice jar. And again, there's no right or wrong amount of time to hold on to the jar, but it's just meant as a little reminder for the work that we just did. Okay, so I'm going to pluck away any last distractions, and I want you to leave this feeling clear and full and ready to take on and do whatever it is you need to do. I want to thank you so much for joining me and for doing this exercise. And if you don't achieve all of your intentions, that's totally okay. This exercise was just to help you name them and figure out what you want to do. And I hope you're able to work towards them. And I hope that you are able to acknowledge your feelings, really learn what's been going on with you lately. And I hope that you can feel at peace, acknowledging your feelings, but moving with them and not letting them consume you. And I really think you're gonna do okay. I think you're gonna do great, in fact. Okay, so you're going to close your eyes and fall asleep for just a moment. It will really just be a moment. And when you wake up after that moment, you're going to be back home, and you're going to be safe and calm and rested, and it's going to feel like you slept for a nice long time. Go to sleep. Go to sleep. Good night. Good night. Good night. Thank you for watching my video. If you enjoyed this, please like, leave a comment, and subscribe to my channel. Toda Rabah, Laila Tov. Thank you very much and good night.